Namaskar friends, Jai Kali, Jai Mahadev, Jai Bharat. I hope everyone is doing good. Remember, if you're fit and fine, you can take care of your loved ones in a better way. So without any delay, let me tell you all who our guest is tonight. I think you all must be already aware that it is Dr. Dilip Amin ji again tonight. So let me brief the viewers who are new for the stream about Dr. Dilip Amin ji, and also to tell you all that we did an episode on parenting with Dilip Amin ji on the 28th January 2021. And that was an interesting episode. You can go and check it out in the list of the videos in my channel. Okay, now about Dilip Amin ji. Dr. Dilip Amin ji is a director of the Peninsula Multi-Faith Coalition of the San Francisco Bay Area, a certified speaker at Islamic Networks Group, and a Dharma ambassador of Hindu American Foundation. He has co-authored the book Hindu Viva Samskara. He founded the web forum interfaithshadi.org and guided 1,200 youths and summarized his experiences in the book Interfaith Marriage, Share and Respect with Equality. He is also a founder of hinduspeakers.org. So now you all must have got a brief understanding of who Dr. Dilip Amin ji is. Now, without any delay, let me welcome Dilip Amin ji. Dilip Amin ji, Namaskar, Jai Kali. Thank you so much for honoring us.
It's my honor. Thank you for coming out. Invitation. This is my third time, and namaste to all friends in India.
Yes, Dilip Amin ji, we have over the few episodes that we have done together, a lot of people have learned quite a lot of things. They had a lot of things to carry home after the discussion and the live session. So now today's topic is marriage, married life, understanding marriage. And who else would be better than you to learn it from? So yes, the stage is yours, Dilip ji. Please enlighten us.
Namaste to all again. So let's discuss how to make a married life successful. Now, I'm not a philosopher, nor I'm a religious leader, but I'm simply a married man. Now, still, what is my qualification to talk on this subject matter? And that is, I have guided some 1,200 youths around the world on my interfaithshadi.org site. And that is relating to their interfaith love relationship. So that is not as much important here. But more importantly, that I am happily married for 42 years. There are many people, many friends who comes and says, you are the couple made in heaven, or you are the golden couple. But the truth, there is nothing like a perfect couple. Me and my wife, had our own shares of problems. If we did not fix it right, we would have been separated today. But somehow we managed to learn to weave through it. And if we can do it to make it such a happy married life now, and actually it was all the time, why not you? So I'm going to give you some tips. Now, how did we do it? Now, many people say, and you may have heard, that it's good to learn from your own mistakes. I said, no. It's good to learn from others' mistake. So you don't have to do that expensive mistake in your life and then to fix it. And that's what we have done it. We, as a couple, always were very watchful. And as a matter of fact, we have gone and helped many other couples having their marital problem issues. Many times we wonder that we have our own problems and here we are helping others, trying to help others. But when you do those things and help others, you learn so many things from others. See, me, I'm a scientist, again, 42 years scientific career. I have a PhD in pharmacology. I was a cancer research scientist. My wife is also a scientist. And we are scientists, so we like to see something, analyze it, and why, what, where, what happens. and then make a judgment out of it. So that's what we did it in our married life too. So uh, so what is the bottom line message I'm going to give you when we are done with this? That to make your married life a very successful one, is it love you need for each other? No. Is it money? Again, not really. Is it compromising nature of each other? No way. No compromise. Then what is it? It makes it work. The couple has to be compatible with each other, at least at a very high level. But at the most important point, and I'm trying to make it, is that you need to have a good open communication between husband and wife. And I will explain you what do I mean. So if you do that one, I mean, your trouble married life or not perfect, if not trouble, it's a nice one, but not perfect. Once a while, blips comes in. You can improve it. If I did it, you can do it. Now, what we will do is divide this presentation into two parts. First part is who to marry to, and then second part is once you are already married, how to make it better. So first part, who to marry to. It is very important to make proper decisions in life who you marry to, because you marry to it, that's half done. To start with, what age you should get married. Now in India, people likes to get married early. Many people, parents thinks that they want to get married at age 18. Married it girls off, so before she gets into college and makes a lot of trouble, who knows what. What I have seen, actually, there are clear statistics in America that there are many girls in America also get married at 18, even have children at very early age, teenage. Those who get married at a very early age, there is a very, very high rates of divorce. Versus those who marry at late age, actually 30 and plus, their married life lasts pretty long time, or they forever. So my recommendation, like it or not, is don't get married till at least age 20. Ideally, even in India, 23, 25, that's better. Further, ideally, one should get married after having worked for 2 or 3 years. For example, if I give you, let's say if it is your girl, she has some education, graduate degree, work for 1 or 2 years, and then she gets married. 10 years down the road, there is a problem in this married life, and that girl has so much self-confidence that if I have to run out of this marriage because of the other parties treating her like a slave or whatever, not properly, then she can go back to work. She has worked 2 years. She knows how it works. Somehow she will make it. Point is, it gives her a lot more strength who she sees. And at age 18, your mind is not formed who you are marrying to. And then you find out that you are not compatible with each other. At age 20 or 25, you know exactly who wants to marry. So again, that's on age. Now, other point, everybody or Bollywood teaches you that you have to marry to somebody who you love. Now, love, I don't know what does that mean. And further, it is clear that love is not permanent. And if you are not sure, go ask any married person for 5 or 10 years and ask them that, okay, today, how did you spend your life based on the love what you had at the dating time? And they will laugh at you. What love? So dating time love has no meaning in my 42 years of married life. Not even, it will not have any meaning even 2 or 3 years into your married life. Now, but at the same token, it is very important to marry to somebody whom you feel comfortable with it. Now, if you are in love, that's a well and good. But at the same token, it is very dangerous to be love blind. Because when you fall in love, the other party can take advantage of you, can exploit you. So I always tell people, don't fall in love, but rise to love. I also say that it is very important to be compatible with each other. Who are you married to? Now, I'm not saying compatible means everything has to match there. No, it's at least at very high level, the life principles, the ethical values, moral, or some high level, it has to be have some compatibility. At the same token, don't make a mistake that you don't have to marry to somebody who is a like-kinded, like-minded. As a matter of fact, you are better off marrying to somebody who is exactly opposite to you. And as a matter of fact, it will be very boring to marry somebody who is exactly like you, looks like you, talks like you, thinks like you. No, it's counterproductive. To give you example, me and my wife are exactly opposite. In everything, we things come some exactly at different angles. Does it mean we are not compatible? No. Actually, she provides me the completely different angle to I did not even thought about it. Let me give you one example. Once I got a wedding invitation, opened the wedding invitation in some exotic island, and I saw it and I said, aha, let's go to that wedding. Let's go. I got excited. My wife did not say anything. After that, she picked up the envelope, sit down on her computer, sit down, did something for half an hour, and she came after half an hour and says, sorry, we cannot go to this wedding. I said, why? Why we cannot? She says, okay. First of all, this wedding is in some Fijian island, very remote place. It will cost us $10,000 to go there, airfare and all that. Second point, you will have to take at least 10 days vacation days off. You don't have any more vacation days left this year. We already used all. And third point, let's say these are very remote friend, not very close friend. Good, they gave us the invitation. But if there is a wedding of our son next year, are we going to invite them? Ideally, it should be two-way process. If somebody invites us, we should be able to go there. We should be inviting them and vice versa. And probably not. So ultimately, we made a decision, no, we are not going to go there. So point is, she thinks exactly opposite, but that's a decision we made it. Now, one other major mistakes people make, especially in India and also in America, that all girls wants to marry to somebody who is a very wealthy. काफी पैसे है, rich है, जलसा मजा करो. This is as much it is hard to believe, but it is it's better to marry somebody who is a very highly educated, has a good chance of making money in the future, and together you work hard and be rich. That will be a really secret of total happiness in your life. Let me give you an example why so. Let's say you are in college, some guy coming with some Mercedes Benz to college every day, and somehow he takes you for rides every day in that nice car, and you fall in love, and you realize that guy is from a very industrialist family, very wealthy family, and big bungalow and all that. So you got impressed, you got married, and now you are in married life. You realize that that car and that business are not his or his father's, but some uncle's. So you realize you are nothing. You married to somebody's uncle's blessings. Let's say those cars and bungalows was of that boy's father himself. So one day that boy is going to inherit it. But what can happen? That if that father says that nope, I don't like this girl doing these things, meaning you, and then boy will come and says don't do this thing to my father, don't upset him, and you get upset. Wait, why don't you protect me? I mean, he has been irrational. Says, "Shuk, don't say anything to my father. He has given us car. He has given us bungalow. Does it mean you're going to put up with any kind of?" Point is, you lose your self-respect. So it's that bungalow and car is not going to give you happiness. It's a liability for you because you want to marry somebody who will help you cooking, who will help you cleaning the floor and all that in your real life. That's the kind of guy you want. You don't want some guy who doesn't know anything and he's going to demand you because that's only he learned. Servants, give me water. So here now they are replacing with servant to you. Is that you want it? Okay. Now, also you want to find it out that you are marrying to this person, where you will live after marriage. Are you going to go and live with the guy's family? I mean, that's been the tradition in India. Now, if you are going to go and live with mother-in-law, then you better spend more time with that mother-in-law and date a mother-in-law, learn son, spend more time with that mother-in-law rather than the boy, because in your real life you will be spending so much time with her, and if you are not compatible with mother-in-law, you are done. uh, Let me give you another example from our own family. We had a nice girl, very pretty girl, very bright girl from our own family. She married to a wealthy man, wealthy boy, and wealthy boy's father was very loving to her, and to the extent that they got married and that they had a big industry business. And father-in-law says, "You come on, run my business too because you are so bright." So great. I mean, perfect. So that's a good story. Now what happened that she got onto the business, and within a year she learned the business and she start control of it. After a year, situation happened that everybody, when they needed help, all those employees and business, everybody comes to this girl, that girl from our family, and I'm proud of her. That what should we do? What should we do here, there? And what was that father-in-law was doing? He's the one who built this business. I mean, he was just being on sideline. So later on, it create an inferiority complex in that father-in-law, and ultimately he made a decision that, you girl, you stay home, cook, and that's only your job. You are not going to come anymore in the business. So now this girl got upset that and she told her husband that your father is being irrational. Why is acting like that? He says, "Look, he's my father. Don't You have no rights to tell anything. Do exactly what he says." Because that boy knew that all those cars and business and everything, and boy's more interest was father's business. This girl comes the second or third in the priority list. Ultimately, they end up getting in divorce. So point is, it's not money. Now, why that guy was so nice and turned out to be bad to girl? You know, people says that people change after marriage. Nobody change. It's only you did not recognize the person, who that person is. So in this case, the father-in-law looked nice, but ideally what she should have looked for is that father-in-law, how he's treating his servants in the home, all his employees, because he's known to treat all the servants and employees so irrationally. So for a short time, he was treating this new bahu or daughter-in-law nicely, but it was only temporary. Ultimately, he has to show his own true color. So always look beyond it, find out who true that person is, not only to you, but to everybody else. And that's the true person. Moving further, in married life, before you get married, also discuss out how about children. For example, you may not want children at all in married life, while the other party may want 5 children in life. So whatever, it's better to discuss it out exactly where we stand on children. Other is when to have children. Now you just got married. Married life's best period, everybody says the honeymoon period. Enjoy life when you don't have children. Enjoy at least 2 years. I highly recommend not to have children at least up to 2 years, because in 2 years you will know exactly who that person is, what are the other situations. These days divorce rates are increasing so much. If you don't have a children, it's easy to walk out of it and you find out somebody else in the future. But once you have child, you are stuck for life, or at least for a while. So that's on children. Now, when you are married to somebody, when you are dating, it is difficult to bring up difficult questions because you want to know the person. But it is very vital to somehow you have to talk it out and find out. Some of the upfront question, even though you think it's not possible, you just have to pose the question that did you had any prior marriage? Upfront. And is there anything you want to share about it? And when the other party is saying, you have to clearly listen what the party has to say. Because you have heard here and there that somebody married to you but had already other partner. Many Indian girls, when a guy comes from America or Canada or Britain, want to marry, that person may have already some other girl or white girl already here dating. So it's very important to ask upfront questions. Do you have anything to disclose me? Ask an open point blank question. Is there anything you want to tell me which you did not told me? And then don't say anything, keep listening. And then when they are done saying the idea, I had these things once, I had these things, and then again ask questions. Is there anything more? Meaning if that party does not disclose certain facts, that party is a liar. In marriage, also, once you are sure that you discuss all those things out, some other points also you need to find out that is there any health issue in the family? If there are some genetic diseases running in the family, or if that guy has, I've heard cases where the guy already had some mitral heart valve problem, but he never disclosed. And then 10 years down in the married life, when they had 2 children, the person passed away. If any doctor ask 10 years before, doctor have predicted that because of that thing, your lifespan will reduce. And now that becomes the liability of the girl. So health issue is important. Ask upfront questions. Now, to know what the other party is, other best thing these days and age is a search on Google. That person's name, put my name on it, Dilip Amin. See how much you think you find it out. Also, go on the boy or girl's Facebook page and check it out. What else going on? Now, these days, people are smart. They clean out their Facebook page by the time they are ready to date or marry somebody, arrange marriage or whatever. So you don't go to the person's Facebook account. You do go there, but what you do is go to their other friends and relatives around that person you are going to marry. Because that person may have cleaned out their Facebook account, but all relatives and friends from college, they may have left some old information. They may not have cleaned for this guy. And you may find out many important things from other Facebook accounts. So find it out, what is it known in the media or in the website, because that could have a lot of issues for you. In married life, naturally, food is very important. Ask the party, are you vegetarian, not vegetarian? Some people even don't prefer to eat onions and potatoes, some Jains like that. So it's important to find it out, what are the food habits. You're not going to sit down and say, okay, what is your food habits? But point is, when you are in restaurants and all that, bring up that discussions somehow, and you will find it out the answer to it. Alcohol is another good question. That are you drinking alcohol? Is it wine, beer? And if somebody is drinking alcohol, then sometimes it's not the alcohol drinking, sipping the alcohol is important, but the alcoholic to become addicted to alcohol, that's the issue. So that's something you need to talk it out to that party. Now, I'm not saying one thing is right or wrong. You're not going to find any perfect person. But before getting married, you need to have all the stocks. You have to know exactly what you are dealing with it, and then you make a decision whether, okay, I understand these are the issues. It's cannot have everything, but I'm taking chances and I'm going further. So that way you can make fully informed decision. That's a recommendation I'm trying to make. Now, my last 2 points before getting married. Now you're going to get married. So ask what kind of wedding you're going to have, how much it's going to cost, and who is going to pay. How many people going to be coming to that wedding, and how many will be from your side versus how many from my side. I know in India there was a case where one of my family, they got married, and the boy side were 3,000 people were going to come and attend that wedding. And here the girl side, they were average people, and they freak out. My God, how we going to, I mean, how are we going to feed it? We don't have that kind of money. Luckily, the party who was inviting 3,000 people, I mean, they were a big business people, and they were reasonable, and they knew that it's a lot more people coming from that side. So I don't know what was the arrangement, but that was not an issue. But I mean, for an average person to feed 3,000 people in a lavish way, if that's the other party's expectations, that's something you have to find it out now. And the last point, religion. I have written a whole book about it. So please check it out. Interfaith marriage, share and respect with equality. This is very important if you are marrying, if you are Hindu, Sikhs, Buddhists, and Jains, marrying to a Christian, Jews, and Muslim. And that's all book about. So I will not go in detail here. But in general, it's even though, let's say you are an atheist, you don't care for religion. I don't like these religions and all. Even though you are an atheist, it's important to find it out what the other party is. That party may be religious, somewhat religious. You may be atheist, so it's okay. But discuss it out. Okay, are you going to respect each other's beliefs? If that party says I'm religious, you say I'm atheist, I don't care, do what you want. But that person may want to do certain rituals whole day, part of life. I mean, that's for example, if a Hindu wants to do puja in the morning, puja in the night, and every steps of the way, God is going to come in the way. I'm not saying it's nothing wrong with it, but and you may be an atheist. How are you going to manage? Is it okay with you? You are marrying to a Muslim and he wants to perform namaz 5 times a day. Nothing comes in the way. How it's going to impact your life? So in any marriage, or especially in interfaith marriage, it's important to have an equality. 50-50, both they have their own views. You need to share it. For example, you are marrying to a Christian, then one day you will go to church, other day the party comes to mandir, do mixed things, celebrate Diwali, Holi, Christmas, if Muslims or Parsis, whatever. So if they are share and respect each other's equality, that's the title of my book. That's applicable to any marriage, even between two Hindus, one more religious, other less religious. Further, in any marriage, when it comes to religion, it's not the boy and a girl is the problem. It's not the religion is the problem. It's not many times the scripture is the problem. But it's this the Pandit, Imams, Rabbi, and the church priest. They are the problem. They will create so much problem for you, which you even never dreamt of during dating time. You may have dated 1 to 10 years, but you just find it out 6 months, 3 months before that, my God, now all of a sudden you are in hell. Further, the interfaith parents as well as the interfaith community, whoever from other side, as much as you can keep them off, and boy and girl, try to make your own life. That will be really the best solution. Uh, Now, again, how to find it out about it? Again, let me give you an example. Again, it's from my website, that is interfaithsadi.org. It's a public forum. People share their views. There was a Brahmin girl who was dating a Muslim guy for 2 years. The guy was really great, and she was so excited and perfect. I says, be mindful. There could be, if there is a talak and all that. Says there is no way. This guy is never going to give me talak. He's perfect. So he's a very open-minded, very progressive, and I don't have any problem with this Muslim. So one day I asked the girl that you said that the Muslim boy has a sister, right? So she says, yeah. Okay, you're going to meet the boy. Why don't you ask the boy? Because boy says he's open-minded, and the explanation is he's even dating a Hindu. So okay, so ask that boy, open-minded boy, that your sister assumed that one day she's dating a Hindu. So since you are open-minded, so you will be okay with it. So Muslim girl dating a Hindu boy, are you okay with it? You know that Muslim boy replied, he says, I will cut that my sister in half. That Brahmin girl says, wait, here you are telling me you are open-minded, and because you are a Muslim is dating a Hindu, that's why you are open-minded. But if your sister there is Muslim date a Hindu, you are going to kill her. That's irrational, illogical talks you're talking about. Right, that on days he says, hell with you, I don't want to, you are not open-minded, you are really outdated person, I don't want to marry you. Point is, religion is a very important point of your life, anybody's life. You may not be religious at age 20, but at age 40, you or your spouse may become religious. So definitely find it out facts beforehand and find it out where you stand. Again, repeating on all those points, I'm not saying all of them things has to be perfect, but you make collect all the facts. This is where you stand, and then make an informed decision. Is it right for me? How I'm going to be able to manage? And at least it's good to know before you jump into it. So if you follow this one, you will have a good chance, at least increased probability of having married to a right person. And once you marry to a right person, you have increased probability of having everlasting happy married life. So that's my summary before getting married. Maybe if I ask Kali Dasi ji, if what are your views? Is there any other things you like to add to the viewers before getting married? What they should do?
Yes, you have almost covered all the aspects and point. And to tell you honestly, through this live discussion and through this stream, I had left a lot of points when I first got married. I did not do the screening. I
I
did
did
not
not do
do.
either. I did not do either. Now I am telling.
Yeah, but yes, but back then, people were, a little better. Now the versions are deteriorating, so you never know who is who. So I did not do the digging. I just was emotionally involved, and it looked like a fancy rosy red picture in front of me, and I jumped into it. I couldn't wait. I couldn't resist, and the outcome was fatal. Outcome was such a learning lesson for me, because after getting into the relationship, I realized that the man was already married, to three different other people. And the man had relationships also apart from the marriages. So it was like a surprise box, Pandora's box that just opened up. So yes, whatever you have mentioned, a lot of parameters needs to be assessed. But I would like to add to a point that you have said, that there might not be like-mindedness. There might not be, absolutely the same. If they are same, it might get boring. But I'll tell you from my current relationship. We are, me and my husband, we are very similar in a lot of ways. I mean, we both are very notorious, we both are very talkative, and we both are very promiscuous. I mean, towards knowledge, towards
Mhm.
understanding things.
Uh,
Uh, and I mean, I beg to differ on that part, because I see very much in him me, and he sees very much
mm,
himself in me. So the thing is that what the point that I want to put forward is, it is our journey is running on curiosity to learn, know each other more, and to learn new things in life, understand life in a deeper perspective. So I think that is the showrunner in my case. I completely do not disagree to what you have said, but I would just like to add that there are exceptions. I mean, exceptions like me and exceptions like many other. I mean, there are exceptions. So I mean, in my case, like-mindedness worked, but we had a total different level of awareness and consciousness. And he pulled me to a level to understand society better. I pulled him to understand spirituality better. So
mm,
again, we were opposite on those
yeah,
fronts. So we pulled each other and balanced it out, like what you mentioned, and it worked it out. I mean, like with Makali's grace, it works out, and it worked out for all this while. And yes, I mean, whatever you have said, it is actually the truth. I mean, you need to know and discuss a lot of things before marriage, because I mean, I personally have seen a lot of people brag that marriages are for 7 lives and all of that. See, until and unless we don't mean it, marriage cannot be felt in that
mm,
perspective, in that way, in that sacred way. And yes, I have seen arranged marriages taking atrocious
yeah,
turns. I mean, amongst relatives, let me tell you, arranged marriage absolutely opposite, having a good life, but having a so-called fake good life. I mean, we used to assume that they are happy, but one of my uncles, he was married, and they had 3 children. And uncle used to have multiple affairs and physical relationships. And aunt used to be like typical gharelu grahini, and she used to be like news used to come to her that your
mm,
husband is cheating on you. But then she used to say, this is what
mm,
Allah has given me, and this is what Allah has in store for me. So it's okay now, I can't do anything, I've got 3 children, it's okay. He
mm,
can take bath and be okay. So I mean, these kind of mind bending things. So it was, I could see that as not a marriage, but as a compromise, as a construct. I mean, I don't reckon such relationships. I mean, whereas in someone is doing tandav and someone is just being submissive and accepting everything, all crap of the other partner. That is what you mentioned. No one should take undue advantage. I mean, you rightly mentioned it. And yes, I have seen these things happening, but people don't talk it in this way. And the best part of having this discussion with an experienced person like you are highlighting and discussing everything and making it clear for people that it's almost like, dude, it's 21st century, wake up, you have to see all these aspects, keep it in mind, don't jump into it. So these kind of discussions we never had. So
yeah.
I did a mistake, and a lot of people have done mistake, because none of the seniors came forward the way how you have come forward to educate us. And it is out of goodwill and for the betterment of humanity is what you're doing. You're educating us with your experience. And I mean, you have said it so beautifully, and there is so many things to learn from that. I mean, I have a handful of experience, and you have got a bag of experience. So I mean, I would prefer to be zipped over here, and it's better to hear and learn more from you.
When we got married, it was an arranged marriage. I came from America, went to India. A week, 10 days of period, got married. I came over here. Uh, we says we never had love, and actually we are still waiting that hope someday we will have love built up. Uh, uh, the point is, again, we made so many mistakes. What I'm saying is, we did two good things. Is when we make mistakes, we talk it out, communicate, as I said, so before it doesn't go to completely mess. And the second thing is, we always learn from others' mistake. We go and consult people and observe what others are doing, and making sure that what we have to learn it. And we invariably discuss that, okay, look, this thing happened. Wow. So point is, we try to learn from others' mistake. Now on compatibility, yeah, as I said, that at least high level, some ethical and principle, life principles, yeah, there has to be compatibility. But small little things, it's not important to have compatibility in every stage of life. But at the same token, like you described, that you are helping and nurturing each other. You said that he was not religious and now he's
More spiritual.
you are coming to so point is, you need to be open to each other, respectful to each other, and ultimately slowly bend and learn from each other. And that's the secret of married life. You cannot be, this is my way or highway. No way. Now, if we can switch the gear completely, now you are married. This is the person. I mean, everybody hopes that you will be with this person for lifetime. You know, reality of life. So many divorces are happening in America. Divorce rates, I don't know, what is that, 50, 70, 80% people get divorced. I don't know. And India also, divorce rates are increasing very, very high. So I mean, yeah, let's hope your married life is forever, but let's hope that it don't break. And for that, it's not going to be that because I'm married, it will stay ever. It could break unless you take certain steps, as we discussed right now.
True.
Now, you got married. Objective is not to live forever, but to live every day very happily. Because there are so many marriages I see that I wish they get separated, because every time when we see that couple together, they are always bickering each other in front of everybody. Oh my God, how can you live a single day this way? So staying married forever is not a solution. Staying very happily married every single day, I mean, yeah, there will be an issue, period of issues, but ultimately you have to come over. Majority of the time should be spent happier compared to your prior life. So these are the several steps. Let's look it over. First, when you get married, every person comes with a lot of baggage, past baggage, all your life. That your mother, my mother, let's say the boy's parents were very, very poor. They worked, killed themselves, and gave finally education to the boy. And now that boy becomes this top Indian executive. And that boy will says, look, my wife, dear wife, you know, my parents killed their butts during my childhood. And then fifth time that boy says, look, my wife, my parents killed their butts to put me to this stage. Wife says, cut that crap off. I don't want to hear those things anymore. I married you. I did not marry to your past baggage. Whatever happened in your life, that's your problem. Before getting married, you did not ask me that, look, this is my baggage and I'm bringing it. Point is, as much as your past is important to you, it doesn't mean much to the, and more you had your past life. For example, you got married, but you had a crush on a boy or a girl in college, and your parents force you to marry to this new person. So now you are married. You are, that new person is right in front of you, acting like a married person, but you're in your mind, you're still thinking of that boyfriend or girlfriend back in that. So I mean, physically somebody else in your front of you, but your mind is you're hooked to somebody else. Now, it's not fair for your spouse to be in that situation, because that party is trying to be so niceful, respectful to you, but you cannot give the party love because your mind is some other place. And this is completely fantasy. Now you're already married. There is no way you can go back to that party, boyfriend and girlfriend. So bottom line, if you have any baggage from past, please get it over. More you get it over sooner, happier you can be with this new life. The other problem in married life is the conflict between two boy and a girl. Now, in what happened that in India as well as in America, I have noticed, and even in Westerners people, that they get in on each other's competition, and that is I make more money than you make, because if both are professional making money, then I make more. I'm a smarter than you. Look, I did so much in life versus what that party is telling that you are nothing. Actually, in a married life, it's once you are married for 2 years or little long, I mean periods, after a certain period, you tell or not, the spouse know exactly what you are. I mean, you are together whole your life. How can not that other party know you, who you are? So actually, it's a better, instead of bragging how great you are better to tell your spouse your weakness. These are my weakness. I tell all the facts upfront, and actually that other spouse will help you fill that gaps what you have. Let's say you did something, husband and wife did work hard and did something together, and actually you did 70% of work and the wife did only 30%, smaller portion. Still, I would say give all the 100% credit to the wife. Wow. Or to husband, that wow, it's a really, that was great idea you come up with, and a good, I mean, you really took a lot of. Point is, it's your own spouse. Give credit. And that way the party will feel happy for it and ultimately be more respectful to you. One other problem is in any married life, especially in Indians. Now, in this case, it's more in Indians, in India, as well as Indian in America, but not in Westerners, this particular issue. And that is issues with the in-laws and parents. Because ours is a closed society. So all those in-laws are really still, you are married, but still you are part of it. In Western cultures, once you new couple get married, the in-laws and parents, I mean, they get somewhere far away. They don't live together. There is always conflict. My mom, your mom, mother-in-law. At one time, she was in charge of the home. Now this new girl come in, meaning you here in this case, and you start calling shots, and mother-in-law says, wait, I'm in charge of it. How come? For example, let's say you made mother-in-law made some nice dal, Punjabi dal, let's say, and this Gujarati new wife, daughter-in-law, took a spoon of sugar and added to the dal after tasting, because Gujarati loves little sugar into it. Even small little silly things could become a conflicting point between mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. And then she will start spilling those things. And then that becomes the strain in this husband-wife relationship. Many times in relationships, the sister-in-law, in Gujarati we call it nanand, even though that sister-in-law is married or is part of some other family, but she is the one to decide, okay, in home, the sofa should place in this home, this place only. And you are married and you want the sofa to be here. Nope, sister-in-law says it should be small little things. Sister-in-law has nothing to do in in your married life, but still she'll be poking every step. So point is, the joint families, the culture from this spill over in your individuals to couples married life and make many issues worse. So as I said, these in-laws issues or family issues are a lot more in the Indian culture, Eastern culture, not in as much in Western culture. But the being in competitive, that I'm smarter than you, that's generally an issue in all cultures, especially in Western cultures where the husband and wife are just living on their own. There are no external forces there to disrupt their married life, but internally they create issues to split them apart. Other important point is you just got married to this new person. It takes time to understand the point. I would say take time to understand the party. I tell you, one of the gravest mistake I did it in my life. As I said that we got married, she came to America. One day she bought a small pin to put it in the, and I may not have been that receptive to her purchasing it, and she realized she upset the husband, so she returned it back, even though that may be $2 pin. Uh, she did not say anything. 30 years later on, she says, "You know, you did these things." I don't even remember. And that's typical. Many husbands don't even remember or they how horrible this thing. And she says she was so much hurt about me about doing this thing, and still she is hurt. She feels that I did not respected her beliefs, did not respected what it makes her happy. It's so true. And as a matter of fact, she's such a careful person in terms of spending money. So even if she spent money in very early life, which was probably important for us, but still I should have kept quiet because I should have took time to understand her that she's such a pride woman, and that's why she returned it rather than making fights. Pride woman, I mean, very careful with money, so careful. So I mean, she's not going to waste money. As a guy, maybe I learned from childhood that these girls, they get married you and they throw all your monies, buy jewelries, and I don't know what was in my mind, but whatever I did it, I'm extremely sorry. Uh, I'm so sad that I hurt her feeling so much for some $2 material. And it's not that $2 which is important. It's the point that I did not respected her thinking, belief, try to make her happy what she is. So there will be incidents in life which you did not meant to do it. Maybe I meant to do it at that time, but it happened. And you have to deal with it. Sometime you have to just say upfront that I'm sorry and try to fix it. It's important to just say sorry is not enough. You have to take steps now onward after you woke up. That's important. Now, in any married life, 1 to so many years of married life, 70, 80, 90 years of married life, what is the worst period of married life? What I have observed, and it's just my observation, I would say that roughly year 2 is the worst period of your married life. Why? Because first 6 months is a honeymoon period. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. And then now you start learning all those issues. You get into this competitive mode. Mother-in-law start bugging in. You realize the guy does not even help you in kitchen cooling your work. You lost independence. You got into this competitive mode. So at 2 years, all those negative factors start coming in so much. And then you get on each other's head. I have seen so many marriages in America. They're getting split up. That's it. We don't want to. Even though we went to the wedding, we thought it's a couple made in heaven. What happened? That's it. We are not compatible. We decided to quit, call it quit. So at 2 years point, if somehow there is a Rutgers University survey which shows that if people who pulled on to age 5 years into married life, then there are more chance that married life may survive more further. And as a matter of fact, in my personal married life, 42 years, I had learned that married life keeps on getting better every day. I would say that married life is best today compared to ever in 42 years before. So, provided you are taking some of the steps what I am talking about. Now, one of the most important point I talk about, and that is communication. Reminding you, that's number one point I'm trying to make. See, it's invariably I have seen husbands and wife fighting over right in front of friends and others. One, I have seen so many jokes that बीबी टक 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 अरे मत्था खा जाती है पता नहीं. It's it's a common thinking jokes going around that wives takes over your brains, control your life, and all that. Now, why BB is doing tak 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 tak, keep on hammering you that because you're not listening. Husband wife should listen to each other. Then there is no need to fight, no need to shout. You can, and not only listen, as I say, that you have to also act on it. So that's the point. The communication. You need to discuss out what are the communication points. Now, in that example I gave you, that I got a wedding invitation from that Fijian island, I could have said, yes, we are going. And she could have, right at that second, right, she would have come and told me that, nope, we are not going. She did not do homework. And then we could have fight you, this. Instead of that, she acted very smartly. She she did not respond at all. She was just quite nice. Collected the facts, and then she came back and nicely communicated me with facts. And when the facts were in present of us, I had no way but to give in exactly what she was saying. Actually, I did not submit to her. I just saw the logic, rational, and made a decision. So that's why couple never needs, there is no need to get mad at each other anytime. If you are mad at anybody, even your servants, workplace, or anybody, if you lose your temper, that shows your lack of communication skills. And because you cannot communicate with some other party, and that's why out of your frustration you get mad, angry, high tempered, and all that. Those who knows how to talk well, they collect the facts and present the facts nice, cool, calm, and that will be a lot more effective. So that's a very important point. Now, in our 42-year of married life, actually I gave a lot of credit to my wife for that. My boys, I have two boys. In 42 years of life, they have never seen husband and a wife fighting. We were just nice and perfect when the boys are there. I may have done something bad, wrong. She may have done something bad, wrong, whatever. But we just, when the boys sees us, everything is normal. Once our bedroom door gets closed, once we are here, right away, why you said so? That's the irrational. And then sometime we try to take time. One great skill my wife has it that when something bad happens, she just nothing. Even though I did the worst of words for that, like for that pin example, she just doesn't do anything. She just normally react. She thinks through. Take in that wedding card example, she took half an hour to study through. In pin example, she took 30 years to come back to me. She take time to analyze the situation, and when the time is right, she comes back with the facts and present it. What you did, it is not acceptable. I'm not going to put up. This has to be fixed. And I have no other reason but to accept what she's saying. So point is, improve the communication. Communication does not mean submission. No way. Communication meaning you need to tell the spouse with facts, not right away. If somebody other party is mad, don't even say anything. Take a week and come back, and that will be more effective. Now, other major mistake husband wife does is they don't appreciate each other. They don't recognize the contributions by the spouse. I would say that should be a lot more honest praises. Praise is a negative word, but if you do honestly, that's very important. For example, your wife spent 3 hours dressing up, putting this bindi and nice sari, and bought the sari and looks good. And finally, from dressing room, from bedroom, she comes back to you that how do I look? And because you had to go to wedding, and he says, "Oh my God, you took 3 hours. I mean, we are already late. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Car is already ready." You get on the car and go to the wedding. Poor lady spent 3 hours. She thought that you will get so excited like your dating time, but you did not even had a time to look at it because you were getting late. अरे 5 मिनट और लेट हो गए क्या फर्क पड़ता है टेक 5 minutes extra take your cell phone you had in your and just take few of her photos yeah let me take the photos and she'll be so happy and then you go back to you got late 5 minutes. I mean you already late 1 hour 1 hour and 5 minutes. Your wife is worth it. She spent 3 hours getting ready for you. So point is you need to take time to appreciate what he or she has done it. I give you one example that one of our friend, they were actually age 50, 55, kids are out, everything is there, wealthy. They decided they want to call it click. They want to get divorced. All other friends decided that, oh, they are going to get divorced. Oh, they are out, done deal. So we met, me and my wife, and what is the issue? Why you want to get, explain me. I told the wife that, tell me one thing, why you want to get. He says, this guy never appreciated anything. I kill my life, he never appreciated. So on a sideline discussion, I asked the husband, by on his, why, do you think your wife contributed to your life anything? Says, yeah, she helped a lot in many time in wife is working and making good money. And once he was almost broke and I say, so you, she has contributed many things. He said, no, she has contributed a lot. I say, have you told her? He says, what is there to tell? I mean, she knows I care for it. I said, no. Have you verbalized it? He says, no. You know, I'm a guy. Understand one thing, ladies. Guy has a sort of ego. And it hurts our ego to say that, you know, Bibi, I thank you. I was in such a mess. You helped me out. No, it hurts our ego. So I says, guy told that guy, you want to fix your married life? One simple thing. Every day, find out one good thing your wife did it and say it, verbalize it. You did this thing, I appreciate it. And every week, bring up one of those past things, the great things she did it, which she keep on hammering you, tack, 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 I did it. Or her parents, they were so great to you and all that. Every week, bring it up and tell her. Make a point and bring up all those things. Point is, he start appreciation and recognitions upfront and verbalizing it every week as a become a chore. I say it just takes 1 minute, doesn't take much time. 1 minute every day, your wife is not worth it. And once a week, long term, whatever things are bothering her, just upfront say, I'm sorry, and I'll fix it. And you did a lot for me. You know, just one thing, the appreciations. Now that couple is having touring around all over the world. They are enjoying like hell. Point is, she just needed wife work hard, and she needed one word, okay, thank you. And that guy was not willing to give that. The problem was fixed. Point is, vocalize. Don't assume. Now, one other major mistakes Indian parents do and teach in our culture, again, I will say all Eastern cultures, and that is parents teach the girl to learn to compromise. They say marriage is after all a compromise. You have to put up with husband and wife. You have to put up with the mother-in-law. And if you don't compromise, marriage, there is nothing like perfect marriage. You have to compromise. I would say no, there is no compromise in married life. Again, based on my married life experiences. You cannot compromise the party. You can compromise for 3 months, 6 months, not 42 years. You cannot live your life by compromising. Once the wife, let's say, start compromising every stage of life, then the husband will learn some different assume that why putting up with your shit is the way of life, and then he will keep on demanding more and more and more and more, and then wife will have to be, ultimately wife will become like a slave, nothing more than a slave girl. So no, don't teach those compromises. Yeah, to be respectful and caring for others, yeah, that's important, but not compromise. There was one interesting example on my website. The girl was told, she says she was told in life to, I mean, she went to college. She was so excited, want to enjoy the freedom and liberty. But here, the first month of the college life, she got into relationship with a Muslim boy, and then 40 years into that not married, the dating relationship in college life, the Muslim boy was controlling her every step of life, who she can talk to, how she should dress. She liked to go dancing, and she says, "No, you cannot dance." And he was preparing, and all the time he was preparing her, teaching us how Islam is about, how bad the Hinduism is about. So 4 years, the girl keep on being submissive, and ultimately they realized it's not going to work out, and they become on their own ways, and now she married to a Hindu, and now she's blogging on my website. So I asked her that 4 years. I mean, sounds so bold and go-getter and professional and all that. Why you put up with 4 years? Knew he was making all those irrational demands. Tell me why you put up with it? Can you explain me what was going on in your mind in those 4 years? She says, Dilip, the problem is my parents taught me that karna padta hai. You have to do all those things. Oh my God. So she thought that she loved the love part. Oh, great feeling she had it. But she learned that for this love, what she enjoying it, she has to put up with this thing, compromises. And that's why she keep on putting up with all kind of shit the guy was going to give. Now, am I blaming the Muslim boy for that? No. Boy was doing that innocently, what he thought should be doing. The girl keep on taking his shit, and he keeps on demanding more. If from very first day, boy said that nope, you cannot talk to any other boy, girl should have said, wait, what are you talking about? Why are you calling shots on me? We are not married, are we? And you are talking to all other girls. Why you are telling me? If the boy says, no, you have to wear this kind of clothes and you have to be, she should have said, wait, understand what your point. After marriage, are you going to put me in burqa? Is that what you going to make? Because that was the intention of that boy. Point is, compromise is not a solution to life. Moving to further steps, in married life, it's not just love and passion and fun that's important. Most of your married life goes in just doing mundane routines of life, like cleaning, cooking, taking care of kids. I would say that other than what you are at the working place and all that, I would say 90% of your married life goes in just normal chores of your day. You have to take showers, clean up the things, and so 90% of your life is that cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids. Those are things. It's very important that the husband shares all those responsibilities with you. Like it or not, he must. And it is not only wife's responsibility to do cooking. As I said, that husband should be also ready to clean the floor if necessary. Sometimes wife may be sick, there will be a situations, and that husband should be able to cook something and go and feed the wife. wife may not be filled, or wife may have some other responsibilities. You should be able to give shower to your boys and girls, children, because it's very important to help each other in all daily chores, because after all, that's 95% of your time. It's okay if somebody takes care of 80% of one thing, 20% of others, but it's important to be sure that, yeah, I can at least do 20%. Now, on house chores, another important point. If house chore is so much part of your life, once I was a president of Sunday school, Bal Vihar, in Pennsylvania, and I on Sunday I took my both the boys, and I was a president of it, so I had to go. I go there. I was taking care of boys, and wife was happy. Keep staying at home. She had good time, and what she was going to do in those 3-4 hours of time period is she had to clean up the vacuuming, dishes, clean up the house and floor and all that. That was she was so. I met a friend and I says, "How are you?" And the friend in that Sunday school, she says, "Where is your wife?" I says, "She's taking care of all those home chores, pending work." So what are you are talking about? What kind of stupid things you are talking about? She's a professional. You are professional. You have plenty of money. Why is she spending time doing the vacuumings and cleaning the dishes? I say, what you mean? Who else will do it? Outsource. There are so many ladies available in America. You give $100, they will come to your home. 2 ladies will come, clean up your homes. You can afford $100. Even you must spend it. Why not? And she came to our home from that thing to convince my wife. She says, that's a stupidity to spend. Wow, what a learning lesson she gave us. From that point on, we had a cleaning lady was coming. We outsourced the cleaning work. Now my wife has 3 extra hours. Many times when cleaning lady is cleaning our home, we husband wife go for hiking trip, spend quality time with each other. So $100 now is buying us 3 hours of quality time with each other. See how much important it is. If you have money, spend it and use that time to find a quality time with your spouse, which normally you don't have it. So by outsourcing, if you can buy time for each other, so wonderful. Why not? The other important thing is take a break from each other and break for a routine chair. Once you are in a married life, life becomes so monotonous, boring, same thing every day, on and on and on and on. That's probably this example I'm giving you is after something like 15 years into our married life. My wife was taking care of dinner was her responsibilities, and every day she knows that again she was a working lady, so come home, take care of kids, whatever she has to do it, and then cook the food. I was doing dishes, at least that much I was helping. But every day she knows that when she comes back from home, she has to take care of kids. Immediately put on dal, chawal, whatever food we want to do it every day, boom, 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 cooking. And so life becomes so monotonous. She knows that she's going home and exactly she's doing it. And then it was getting on her nerve, and she says, "Ugh." So she was getting edgy about it. I said, "Why are you getting edgy? I mean, that's what you've been doing. What do you want me to do?" So I realized that that same monotonous life that she has to do it as soon as she come home, that was bothering her. Not that she minded doing it; she knew that she has to do it, and nothing unusual because I was not sitting home and watching TV. I was doing something else. So I said, "Okay, every Friday, when you are done with work, 5 o'clock, from that you go straight to the mall," because she loves shopping in the mall at that time. "You don't have to come back home till 10 o'clock. When the mall closes, when they kick you out, you come back home." She says, "Wow, great." She loved it. Freedom. One day, of 7 days freedom, completely do what you wish to do it. And for us, actually, it was a freedom for us, me and boys. Whoo-hoo! No mom at home. Boy can make as much mess they want. We were running around in the home. We had a big home at that time. And oh, what a mess you can make it. But before 10 o'clock or 10 later on, before she comes, we knew the rule. We have to put all those things back. So boys will put the things back before mom comes. Otherwise, you will hear what a mess you made it. And my deal was to make cooking, so boys will come and help me, and we cook up the food. And when 10 o'clock, when she comes, on dinner table, the food is completely ready waiting for her. And when the lady, the queen of the home, comes and sit on the dinner table, ready, everything ready, and she eats it, and we are happy, we had fun, we see, it's a win-win for all. So she was looking for a break. I realized the issue. We fixed the issue. Actually, it was such a great break for boys and us. We had a quality time together to have fun and make mess in the home, which normally we are not allowed to do it. So point is, it was a win-win. We both get break. In India, in your systems, yeah, girl goes to Maike, to father-in-law's home, mother-in-law's home, and not parents' home, and she gets a break. So that's a good too. Now, many people ask, now it's a new system we have. It's not a typical situation that wife works at home and husband goes out and make living. That's not normal. So many people ask, my wife always worked in, so we are a working couple. That's experience what we have. We don't have at least early life, wife sitting home, husband working. So many people ask us that which one is better, wife stays home or wife works outside the home. My wife will invariably say every time, wife should go work outside the home. Why? Because she will honestly say, if wife brings the paycheck, husband likes it. Everybody appreciates it, money. Versus if she does cooking and cleaning, I tell you, there is no recognition. People take it granted, and you did not do anything, even though you kill your whole day taking care of whole shares. No appreciation. At home, that's what she says many times, that home with two young boys, let's say 2 or 5 years old boys, it's a chaos at the home. Oh, they want certain things, and this, it's a on and on things, and you cannot predict. It's like a chaos completely at home. So from home, when she reached to weekend is over, normally people says weekends are fun, but she says in reality, when weekend is over and on Monday morning she goes and sits on her desk, wow, she says now vacation begins. Why? Because she can predict, this is the schedule of things she has to do. She knows her schedule. She can predict what will happen. So it was a very predictable, clear life at workplace. At workplace, she has to attend big meetings. Many times she goes to business meetings at glamorous places and has to make presentations or attend whatever. And it's a great feeling to be for her self-esteem. So sometimes we husband and wife may have an issue with each other's. My mother or her mother, parents used to come and live in America for several months. Point is, who she will express her frustration. So she may go and talk to her French colleague or Chinese colleague, whoever, some colleague who doesn't understand anything, but she talks all those their issue to her. And sometimes it's good to talk it out to somebody. Doesn't matter who to. And talking to some, if she talks to some Indian lady, that talk will go around and ultimately comes back to me. But when you talk to some Chinese, Japanese, French lady, it's not going to come back. Point is, It's better to vent out your frustration somewhere, verbalize it, and makes it that removes the your frustration. Now, my sister was always a housewife. Husband was working a lot of money, and actually, she was helping husband's business. Versus, we were working couple, both were. And my sister was always telling that actually, you guys do a lot more for the development of boys, children, versus what she did it. I say, how could it be? You have money, you have time, lot more. Why you said so? She says probably it's because maybe it's our guilty feeling that we are working. So once we come back home, we plan so many activities for boys, soccers, pianos, karate, and all those things. Versus she was always home, so she says, "Okay, I'm home anyway." It's easy to procrastinate, meaning I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it. I'm here. I'll do it tomorrow. Versus because we were working, there is no tomorrow for us. Let's do it. Let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. So we did so much for our child's development and growth. We did not left any stone unturned. So I mean, her boys also very well to do, nicely taken care. Ours are too. What point I'm trying to make is because you are a working couple does not mean the children will suffer. No, there is no difference in child growth. It's all what you do with in your current situation. Not one is right or wrong, but important to do that. The other important point is your spouse. It's important to keep on the guys. Let's say your wife is working outside the home. It's important to be uh, keep eye on it. Meaning, I'm not saying that keep eye on your be doubtful or be skeptical on your husband and wife's intentions, but always think that that could be a potential issue. Is it going on? What's going on? What I see it? Is it what going on? Be mindful of it. Sometimes you have a very pretty wife, good, that could be a liability because there are many predators out there. So solution is not to cover her in burqa, no, but you need to take care of issues if there are there. Now, sometime actually I know that situations where husband was making tons of money. He was a high flyer and all that. He keep on working so many hours. Now, if your spouse keep on working from 9 o'clock in morning till 7 o'clock in morning till 9 o'clock at night, and even night he wakes up and keep working, you know, it's wrong. Somebody should not keep make your life your work. You have to take a break from work too. If a husband is keep or a wife keep bringing work at home and spending too many hours at workplace, you need to bring up that maybe that person is not efficient, time efficient. Person has to learn to say no to the boss or whoever, that nope, enough is enough. Now it's my break time. Now I'm home. I have to be 100% with the family and children, because it's not healthy to be somewhere else where you are not. In that example I was going to give, that actually the husband was spending long hours at workplace to fool around with somebody else. And he keeps on saying, no, I have a lot of work. No, don't put up with that crap. One day that husband came completely drunk. He took the Uber and came home, and still he had a lot of alcohol in the system. Wife says, why you drank? Out of control. He says, it was a business meeting and I had to please the clientele. Completely bullshit. Don't accept those kind of things. You don't have to drink to please your customers. Let me remind you, America's prior president, Donald Trump, as much as macho man he is, and the current president, Joe Biden, they never drank in their life. And they are so successful people. So alcohol has nothing to do with success in life, and you can be honest with your, if it is a workplace, somebody is pressuring you, says, nope, I don't want to drink, it's my choice. You may supporting, say, Trump and Biden, read up on them for their alcoholic habits, why they were that way. And especially if you're a spouse, your husband is drinking, that's a liability. He could be, and once he becomes alcoholic, one day he can hit you and beat you too. So you must stop it right now, as soon as you realize it's going on, before it gets out of control. So one other example, one of our relatives' spouse was smoker. And when we ask why he's smoking, he says, he's saying that at workplace, he's a scientist, and he has a lot of pressure at work, and that's why he's smoking to relieve the pressure. I said, look, I'm a scientist, lifelong scientist. Give me, that's a bullshit. I know so many scientists, none of them are smoking. He's just fooling you. Don't buy into that. He's just keep on smoking because you keep on putting up with that crap. Put a full stop. Because smoking, if you cannot stop the guy, one day he will have a lung cancer. And that becomes your liability. Somehow that girl did not learn how to make the boy stop, make him stop smoking. And that's whose fault is that? It's something parents taught her from childhood to be obedient, whatever, I don't know. But somehow you cannot put up with this kind of crap from your spouse. Another important point is, let's go back to me. I'm a big man making these big shows. You go on Google, put it my name. I have written books on it. Wow, president of this and that. How about my wife? I always say, people, that is very easy to be Mahatma Gandhi, give lectures and all that. But it's very difficult to be Kasturba. Have you heard anybody saying, I want to be Kasturba? Never. Because what Kasturba does, put up with whatever Mahatma Gandhi, wherever he does, what he does is her life. Wherever she just followed Gandhi. That's it. It's don't be Kasturba. My wife, she's not Kasturba. All those big lectures and all that, she tells me, buddy, that's your thing, okay? Don't drag me into it. Keep me completely separate. So how do we manage it? Okay, she knows I have this big presentation right now, I'm making it. I tell her a month before, so she knows it's coming. I make sure that all her needs are taken care. I paid attention to what she is telling. And then, okay, this is the time. I reminded her again yesterday, that I have this from 7:30 to 9:30, our morning time. So she knows she's still out of my way. But as soon as I'm done, I'm going to, the tea is already ready for her. So she will, we will have a tea together. Point is, I don't mean to say, once she wakes up and she takes care of so much for home, she's taking care of 70% of house chores. I'm taking 30%. But at least she knows that I am paying attention to her needs, and that is very important. As soon as you realize your husband is taking you for a ride because of whatever excuse, no, put a date stop on it. And that is very vital for long-term relationship. Also, the other point is the finances, money. Money, I said that it's not important, but yes, it is very important for your well-being of life. Money is not everything, but let's say you made a lot of money, but then that's not, having money is not again, husband-wife relationship we are talking about. There was one case where a friend came out and says, my wife, she doesn't, I take care of all the finances. My wife doesn't even know how to write check. I said, that's an issue. I mean, it's your fault. You take care of everything, you manage well, you are smart, understand that part. But why 100% zero? That's not acceptable. You need to force on, impose on her, somehow make sure that she knows how to write a check. She has to see where the accounts are, where the money are. She has to see it. Even though she is not interested in, it is very vital that because one day you are no more. What you will do? She'll be so handicapped. True example, one of our friend, roughly age 60, that husband, one day he was no more. He died of heart attack. Now here, wife, they had tons of money, but she doesn't, husband never told where the money are, what's going on, what's happening. And we friend keep on asking her, so where are the money? I mean, how are you going to make your living? Who is paying my, she said, I don't know anything. My husband took care of it. Luckily, the husband was smart. He made a diary. We found a diary. Other friends found a diary. He wrote it down exactly what is the password of these things, where are how to open my computer, and how to pay mortgage, everything. He was so meticulous, so there was no issue. But what if somebody did not find that diary? Actually, just last week, my wife came and says, "What is the password of your computer?" I says, "I thought you know it." He says, "No, I don't." So I gave her whatever the password of computer. Point is, she knows where all I save my password, where is the file and all that. But everything is in my this computer. If she doesn't know how to open this computer, now thought came to her mind because she saw somebody blogging on it saying that how hell they have gone through. They had perfect everything set up perfectly, communicated clearly, but that everything was in their computer, and the lady did not know the computer password, how to open the computer. So that's no good. So point is, it's always good to learn from others' mistake. And she saw a blog someplace, somebody commented how difficult it was, and now she says, "Wow, what's your computer?" I did actually, as a matter of fact, I did not know password of her computer. So we need to know all those things. The other very sad story is we help a couple. The husband was 100% managing all those funds. And as a matter of fact, probably thought that wife doesn't understand anything. She doesn't need to know it. Somehow somebody fooled him, siphon off all life saving out of that account. And this kind of cheating all the time going on. And when this thing happened, husband realized it later on, and he keep on struggling, try to get the money back, life saving back in, and it was impossible. And finally, he told the wife. So sad. Ideally, before making major transaction, you should have communicated it that look, this is what I'm doing it. Wife would have said, wait, what you doing it? You putting your life saving? Do you know the person? Who is that? What you doing it? You know, could have averted whole life saving issues if you communicated with your husband or wife. So bottom line is, making money is one thing, but what is going on, husband and wife should know each other's every monthly or quarterly, how to explain, even though wife doesn't understand, look, these are the money. You go through, spend 5 or 10 minutes at least. This is where I have money in. This is very vital for your happy married life. Assume anytime, it could be just second, you have heart attack, you are no more. How the other party is going to manage. So that is very important. Now, let's say our married life situation. We are married for 40 years, 42 years. Our boys, both the boys, they are on their own. They're making their living for last 15 years. So it's a new different life system. We have plenty of money. We are married. We know each other. But still, it's the same human being. I mean, we cannot. I told you it's good to get a break, but that doesn't mean that we take a divorce for 2-3 years and then get married. I mean, that's not a practical. So how do we take a break from each other, or how it's, after all, any married life, 42 years, same thing, same. She wakes up, I wake up, I know who is the same person. When I make a joke, sometimes I joke that it's the same joke you keep on telling others, and I say, instead of telling jokes, we should say joke number 33. Because we know what we, I mean, it's such a long married life, same one. It's important to build up new hobbies together. For example, now we built up our new hobbies, and that is hiking. Actually, we learn it from our boys. Camping. We did a cross country USA. We took a 4 months, 121 days, sleeping in the car or in the tent. No hotel, no nothing. Around the US, and we cook food, right? Dal chawal aise waise kuch in the stove under the trees, and sometimes it's raining, and we are in the out in nature. So completely life out in nature, husband and wife, only one old car what we have, and camping. See, it's a completely, that's a real joy of life, husband and wife. No phone, most of the time internet even doesn't work because we are in such a remote place. And we have to figure it out. Okay, you want to make this fireplace, how to make the fireplace? I'll collect the wood somewhere. And point is, absolutely husband and wife by themselves, out of the world, no relative, no cell phone, no internet, just by herself. And that's so much joy of life with each other. You know each other, that's no distractions other than sometimes the birds make noise, or sometimes some heavy wind comes and make a noise, but you are just by yourself. So much joy in life, and that's a real break of 4 months we got it in our married life, again together, but doing something which we never did it before. We built, we like, we started, we go to ballroom dance, we start taking and my wife loves it, because I mean, this is the one of our ballroom class where husband and wife, we are just together. Because other time I'm doing writing book or talking and all that, she says, I never pay attention to where she is or what she is. But at least in this ballroom class, 1 hour we are together and we're dancing. And point is, figure it out what we need each other, find out, develop new hobbies which you never did it before, and find a joy out of it. I'm talking here, that's my hobby, my passion, my skill set, whatever you call it. My wife recently developed a hobby of bridge game. So with her friends, and which she goes into competitions, and bridge game, if you don't know, I mean, that's you have to remember exactly what 32 cards you have. You have to remember what cards the other three party delivered, and you have to certain ways of communicating with your partner that these are the cards what you have, without others knowing it. So it's such an intelligent game, such a mind-boggling game, and she really gets joy out of it, and she has, that's her skill set. And when she does that, I fully support her. She wish I also play, but I cannot, because it takes a lot of time and you have to energy, which I don't have because I'm doing other things. So it's okay, she's spending her things of interest, she's completely dedicated to it, and she's excel. I do different things which she has no interest. So even though our interests are exactly opposites, and has no interest in, I don't have any interest in playing bridge, time for it. She has no interest what I do, or doesn't care for it. But we are taking break, and then other time we are gathered doing hiking and other things. So point is, find out what works and adjust yourself. Other top priority of life at my age, I'm 69, my wife is 65, the health. If we have everything, nice look, money, fame, name, but if we have arthritis, we have heart problems, what good everything is there? Because then you are become liability to each other. You are in running to hospitals and doctors and all times. And so health, we husband wife made a top priority. Health is a top priority. So any of us come up with that, okay, let's do healthy things like hiking, go for walking. The other party has to right away drop whatever you are doing, go for that hiking because you are together. We both learn gardening. So around the house, we are always spend 1 2 hours doing gardening together. Uh, I give you example. Just yesterday, I had to prepare for this speech, so I was working. I was cutting short by time. I had so many things to take care. It was already time to we are doing online yoga. So that was an online yoga time. I did not want to do it. I was hoping my wife at least does it because I already did my morning my jogging, so I was done with my exercise. So I wish my wife does it. So I asked her that yoga will start in soon. So that's only I can tell her. And I realized that she was probably playing bridge or whatever, and she did not want to go doing yoga. Now I realize that if I tell her that do your online yoga, wife, you better do it. I mean, it's good for your health. Ugh. I know that kind of crap doesn't work with her. If I want her to do something, I better do it. So what I did it that I gave up what I'm doing it. I put up my mat, turned the computer on, the yoga class, and I start doing myself. In 5 minutes, she also joined. We both did yoga. Now, at our stage of life, it's not how much money we have amassed. Now we always how much health dollars we collected. Oh, wow, we did yoga for 90 minutes yesterday. So that's we collected. We know that we averted health issues by 90 minutes more. Point is, health is very important for husband and wife, for anybody. And somehow husband and wife has to nurture, find out ways, things, health related things, and help each other. And as I told you, that it's not important to tell other that you do it. No, each other actually have to do show by practice that you put it in practice, you start doing it, the other party will join it. So instead of telling you do these things, actually we need to do it and the other party will follow it. Health is the top priority. And my last point, and that is religion. That's my expertise. I can talk about it for next 2 hours, but I know you don't want to hear that one. Not right now. Or go check my YouTube videos, plenty around there, and you can know. Religion is a very, very important factor of life, anybody's life. Even though you are 18 years old, 20 years old, you say, I don't care, I'm not a religious, I'm an atheist, I don't believe even God exists. Still, religion is very important in your married life. So listen carefully. You may be 18, atheist. At age 42, you may become back to religious. You may be an atheist, but your spouse may be religious. Or you may be, let's say, Hindu, somewhat Hindu. The other party may be religious, very religious Hindu. But the other party may be religious Hindu, meaning the person may be very ritualistic. Early in the morning, the party want to wake up and do rituals for 1 hour. In the evening, wants to do rituals for 1 hour. 2 hours gone for that party. Who is going to take care of kids? Who is going to do the cleaning, cooking, all those daily chores? Can you afford 2 hours? And the health issues, I said, spending 1 hour for health. So, how are you going to be compatible? Let's say you are a Hindu, you married to a Muslim. The Muslim will want you to wear hijab, wants you to do namaz 5 times a day at exactly specified time of the day. Are you ready to do that? And for lifetime? And you just got married and you did not discuss all those things, but husband now slowly wish you start doing it. You are only married 2 months and the party says do namaz 5 times a day. You did one namaz and he was very happy and he's really showering with you gifts and welcoming and says you made me really joyful. But does that mean you are going to do all 5 namaz for the rest of your life? Probably not really, because maybe you are not ready to commit. That's not the kind of religious person you are. It's better to say, buddy, I did namaz once to respect you. I'm not going to do rest because I have other interests. That whatever bowing in Saudi Arabia side, that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm an atheist anyway, or I'm a Hindu, and that doesn't actually. I was thinking of Lord Krishna when I was doing it. So it doesn't serve any purpose. If you talk about taking me to Jannat, that doesn't serve any purpose. Yeah, when your parents comes and whenever you have to do namaz, if you want to please them, yeah, I will do namaz. I mean, I will do exactly the way. What's in my mind, you cannot control it, but at least my body will move the way you want it, just to please your parents. But remember, that's only for once a while thing. Otherwise, I'm going to even tell your parents that I'm Hindu and I will be whatever I am. Point is, religion could make or break your relationship. And also, even within faith, as I said, one may be at high level, other may be low level. You have to respect each other's, whatever they are. You have to make adjustments to each other's feeling and help it out. So that's why the title of my book is Share. Even though you are atheist, the other party, as I said, that namaji, once in a while you have to do namaz, just to either please his parents or to make him or her feel. Other thing I say is in religion that the other party, maybe Christians, want to take children to church on Sundays. So okay, make sure that you take the children on and that Christian party on Saturday to mandir. So one day to mandir, other day to church, one day Christmas, other day is Diwali. Celebrate all. You have more celebrations, more holidays, more scriptures to learn from, more religious institute to learn from. But don't get locked into one. Okay, now you are a Christian, meaning you must be baptized the children. You can only go to church. You cannot anymore go to Hindu mandir. You cannot have Hindu rich like Lord Krishna's photo in the back. No, you cannot have any more because now you are Muslim or Christian or whatever. Don't get locked into those kind of things. I'm a free lady. I'm a free man. I will do what I will respect. I will come to your temple, church, mosque, whatever. But I'm not going to commit 100%. So somehow it's a very difficult situation, but somehow you have to learn to put it together. Now, before I summarize what I told you, just to conclude it, maybe Kali Dasi ji, you want to give your life learning on as a married person. Once you are married, how you manage to fix your marriage. Apparently, I understood that you are happily married. So, can you tell more about it?
Yes, Aminji, I am only enjoying this better or the bestest phase of my life only after I awakened. I awakened from the slumber that was induced by the society and by Bollywood. I knew my, Prince Charming will come on a white horse riding and he will just grab me. Now, I am not a small frame woman, so he cannot, anyways, grab me. I mean, he might fall off from the horse. So, everything just, it just broke with one disaster and with one experience in my life. Everything transformed. Like you mentioned, I want to bring about this topic. You said about joint family and the perks of joint family or the demerits of a joint family. We have seen quite a lot of joint families in a lot of religion, and trust me, some people brag that that is culture and that is civilization from ancient time immemorial. I mean, they have got some silly notion. But trust me, I have seen horrendous outcomes of joint family. I have seen horrendous outcomes of joint families in all religion. And I am here to testify that I don't know, people have this apologetic way of looking at things, or they like to stay in that bubble that some Bollywood induced bubble that everything is so beautiful, so pretty. No, it becomes pretty with karma. If I am not doing anything, and if I am not awakened and evolved from within, can I coexist in harmony with anyone? No. I mean, I don't have that both if I don't have that understanding how to live peacefully and harmoniously. I mean, I might never, no matter if you put me on Mars also, I'll find some reason. I'll dig up a hole, or maybe I'll do some catastrophe over there also. So I personally, I mean, like, this is the way how I look at things. I mean, society has been, I mean, with the colonization and all of these invasions, it became too dogmatized, and the actual essence and value has been lost. So, what I see now at 60 years and 80 years, people read Gita to act and behave spiritual. Whereas I read it a couple of years back. And I think if that is introduced, a lot of sanity can be restored in mankind and humanity. But again, the flip side is we are distracted.
Yeah.
So no matter how much tilak I wear, and no matter what big joint family I have, if we don't have brains, and if we don't have both, both, and if you don't have that, anubhuti within, it is pointless. We all will be animals. We might look like human, but our behavior would be very much like an animal. So I mean, I literally want to bow down and thank you, the way, I mean, the actual way, because even I cannot explain it, because I'll tell you what, I see now things on a very different way, I mean, in a different light. And in the material sense, in the material life that we are in the bhautik, the aspect, the bhautikta that we are living in, you have explained things phenomenally. I could never do that, but you have done it. And trust me, I'm very honest, and I'm very critic also when it comes to something that does not make sense. But I mean, hearing your words, you have laid it so simply for the masses to understand and awaken. And even after listening to such profound discussions and such profound experience that you have imparted, I mean, it will be a loss for people. It will be a loss for human if they don't understand the truest depth to which you are referring. And I am like, I would say, whatever you have said, trust me, you have touched almost all the corners. But I want to add in something interesting over here before we wrap it up. And my spouse, I mean, like, I mean, I had two relationships. So, first, I mean, you know that it was not a great one. The second, whenever I'm silent or I'm telling your personal experience, or whenever I'm very good, like those typical Sati Savitri kinds, when I'm like that and with the Aarti ka thali in the morning, he literally takes the thali away and he says, listen, this is your spiritual quest. You go sit in the meditation room and do whatever you have to do. Don't do all these drama. I want the naughty side of you as well. So I mean, by naughty, let me clarify. He wants to see all the rupa. He wants to see all the aspects in me, and not the sugar coated and that fancy, cute, goody goody. He says, if you are a little a wicked, I would even love you more, because then I get to experience a wicked wife as well as a very achhi wife, and a notorious and whatsoever and spiritual. So as you rightly said, no one is perfect. And for a husband to constantly be interested, or for a wife to constantly be interested, we cannot mimic the exact things. So there has to be a point of interest. And that interest keeps you engaged. Like for me, a 24-hour can just go away like this, and I might not realize that it just went away when I'm so involved in him, because he has got so much of things to take care of. I mean, when it comes to me, he's equally involved, and he says that you're like an endless sea. There are so many things to sort out when it comes to you. So this involvement, this entanglement actually helps two people to progress further And I think that is what you indicated towards that, understanding.
Yeah.
Whereas in, now you are understanding what you did a lot of years before. And Mrs. Amin has a couple of realization. So you all sit and discuss and evaluate and take the good, and then you'll look for a better thing, you look for a better perspective, you look at for a better goal. So I think good and bad is there with every man and every woman, and I think balancing is the key. I mean, like, as long as I might be notorious, but as long as I'm faithful to my partner would not, bother to bear with my notorious and
Yeah.
atrociousness. So I think that is what I would like to offer on this discussion.
Now, I think great points. Let me give some rebuttals. I'm not for or against joint family. Joint families are great because you can excel if it is done right. But at the
Yes,
same token, that doesn't mean that you marry and become submissive to, let's say, mother-in-law, father-in-law, and become a slave there at
it's a
10
disaster.
months. And now, after a new baby came, they got rid of five because they got one permanent 24-hour servant. You're not going to be happy that way. And if mother-in-law says that do these things, somehow, just like I say, husband and wife, there has to be a clear communication, no fights. Same thing should be with father-in-law, mother-in-law, and they have to also accept that okay, this new bahu come doesn't mean she's going to be our slave, and sometimes she has rights to speak out that nope, I don't like what you said, and you should not feel offended. Okay, Betty, tell us how we should tell you. Point is, somehow the relation of mother-in-law also should be given a separate lecture how they should deal with their daughter-in-law. The point is, it's not a problem with the joint family, but the wrong expectations out of the
Yes.
family, and that's a killer. On Gita, absolutely agree. Again, I read Gita at a very late age. But when I read it, I said there is so much intense knowledge there. And actually, what I'm trying to tell, that's everything Krishna had said it. Unfortunately, people sometimes they laugh at it. अरे क्या गीता से जिंदगी थोड़ी चलती है, but actually it is true. Whatever I'm
Yes.
saying is actually that's probably. I mean, it is. I mean, when I read it, I say, that's exactly what. Don't tell others, but you do yourself first, and that's like that yoga example I gave. That's exactly what Krishna says. So, and the third thing is in our married life, I guess I would give more credit to my wife that she was not the kind of person to take the shit from anybody. She will stand behind. She's a strong-minded person. Many times I did not like it. I said, why she's not listening to what I'm trying to say? But she fixed me. She fixed me, but she did it, handle it right. She fixed me when and right time with proper example. So instead of without even fight, not a single fight. So I mean, and it's always you have to always fine tune yourself. It's a car is
Yes.
running doesn't mean it's going to keep on running forever. Sometimes you have to stop and fill the gas. You have to do the tune up. So married life is never straight flat. That's a dream. So that's why you have to keep fixing it. So great point. Let me re-summarize what I said. Everything again. Now, my 42 married life. Do I wish my wife was more obedient and submissive wife? No way. I cannot live with a slave girl. I cannot live with my servant. I want an intellectual partner who will stand behind me. If I'm doing something wrong, I want her to hammer me. If I said anything on this video, she should be hammering me. Guys, fix this thing. What are you trying to say? Then only I will perfect it. And who else will tell me? Everybody will be nice to Dilip. Oh, no. Or charja beta suri pe. Who will tell you? It's your wife who will fix you. Uh, as I said, that there is no need to fights and no shore masala. But instead of that, you need to communicate properly. And I already gave you enough examples that what is communication and what is faxing. But at the same token, no putting up shit with husband and wife. Develop new hobbies, as I said, but equality and request. True respect for each other. That is very true all the time. Never be submissive and never be dominant. respect each other truly. And if you do that, there will be so much more the other party will do it. If you do 30%, the other party will give you 70%, or even a lot more, 500%.
Very.
So that's the secret of married life. I hope it's valuable to you all, and thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much, Dilip Amin ji, for discussing at length and discussing all the different verticals and aspects of marriage and being in a married life. And it's an actually honor for all of us to listen to, from an experience. They say that it is better to walk behind an experience rather than, going out and experiencing and failing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it is always good to have you. So we are looking forward to have you again with another subject to enlighten us. And yes, with this, I take leave. Jai Kali, Jai Mahadev, Jai Bharat. Aminji.
Thank you very much, Jay Kali. Appreciate your time. Thank you.